Today it's a bit rainy, so I thought we'd make some soup. Just using some very simple ingredients. It's basically leek, broccoli and spinach. So the first thing to do is to just chop them all up. So I'm just cutting the broccoli up into chunks. I'm going to use the stem as well because there's absolutely nothing wrong with the stem and it's good to use that as well. So yeah, one thing I've been doing recently over the last couple of years is writing cookbooks. So it started as a way of trying to capture everything that I think is special about New Zealand and about the Coromandel. And it kind of morphed into a career for me really, and now I spend a lot of my time blogging about food or recipe testing or taking photographs, and I've helped a few other people with their books as well. So got all my veggies chopped. I'm just going to do the garlic now. And I guess I should mention while I'm doing this is that this recipe is in my latest book, which is called Coastal. I should give it a little plug really, shouldn't I? So look, here it is, Coastal. And this is the recipe we're cooking today, which is broccoli, leek and silver beet soup. So in this case I've used spinach because we're kind of in a situation, aren't we, where you've just got to use what you can, and I couldn't get silver beet. So spinach will work perfectly well as well. If you were using silver beet instead of spinach, the stalks can be a bit tough. So what you might have to do is you'd have to sort of cut the stalks out and then chop them up separately and maybe give them a little bit longer cooking than you might do with the other bits of the silver beet plant. But today I'm going to use spinach, so I don't actually have to do that. So here we go with the garlic. I'm just going to roughly chop it. And I guess this is the bit I should be concentrating on and not looking at the camera too much, because we don't want to add finger. So I'm going to put that in my pan with some olive oil, and then I'm going to put the leek and the broccoli. This is where it could all go horribly wrong and they all start flying all over the place. Right, that's good. So I'm just going to cook that for a little bit now until the vegetables are a little bit more cooked, a little bit translucent maybe on the leek. I can just double check I'm doing it right. So together with the salt and the cumin. Okay, so let's add the salt and the cumin. So we're just adding a dash of salt and quite a lot of cumin, a surprising amount, which is 4 teaspoons, which might seem too much, but trust me, it works. And just cooking that cumin in a relatively dry pan is actually just going to wake it up and make it more fragrant. The next thing I'm going to do is add the stock. I've got a litre here of vegetable stock. And I'm going to bring that to the boil and I'm going to simmer it for 10 minutes. So the final little stage is just to chop up the spinach and put it in. Like the spinach will almost just need a little bit of wilting rather than actual cooking, because it's such a tender vegetable, isn't it? So look, I haven't finished chopping it all up, but I'm just going to show you quickly now, which is that I'm just letting it wilt with the heat of those vegetables that I've already cooked, and for the spinach that will certainly be enough. So I've let the soup cool, and now I'm going to blend it, and then I'm going to add the coconut cream. So depending on how smooth you like your soup, you can blend it quite a lot until it's really smooth, which is kind of what I like. And now I'm just going to add the coconut cream. And now comes the best bit. Well, that's really good. So to my mind, it needs a little bit of seasoning, maybe a little sprinkle of chilli, and then it'd be ready to serve.